What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken, and today, guys, I am so excited because I get to talk about my favorite John Hughes movie coming to 4K for the first time, and that is Weird Science on 4K. This is one of the latest Arrow Video 4K releases. This actually isn't out yet. I got an early review copy for it. It comes out on the 22nd of August, so I'm going to be able to give you an idea of whether or not this is worth a pickup. I will be comparing it to that 2019 Blu-ray and letting you know if it's worth upgrading. I'm going to be doing a little comparing here in this video today, but before we get into it, like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We talk about physical media here every single day. We love it. So if you love it too, hit the subscribe button. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start off with the positive. So the first big positive, I do like to talk about the movie a little bit first. The first big positive is I absolutely love this film, Weird Science. I've been watching this movie probably since I was about 12 or 13, which is just the perfect age to get into a movie like Weird Science. It's a classic from my childhood. It is my favorite John Hughes movies. I know what some of you all are thinking. Ferris Bueller, Day Off, Breakfast Club, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Those are classics, Ken. Those are so great. Those are certainly better than Weird Science. Not to me. I love this movie. It has such a charm and just way about it. I don't know. It infiltrated my movie-loving heart at a very young age, and it just hasn't left me in the years since. This is the tale of two high school nerds that craft and create a girl, the girl of their dreams, off of their computer. So the premise is super far-fetched and out there, and they don't even really try to explain it in this movie, which just kind of adds to the charm of it. I'm sure that some people will watch this and be like, how the hell could they do that? That's so out of left field. There's no way that could actually happen. Don't ever try to explain Weird Science. You just watch and experience Weird Science. So just the idea, this is the teenage boy's fantasy, especially for somebody like me who kind of grew up a nerd, and you watch a movie like this and you just relate to these kids so hard. Like I remember being in middle school. I remember being in my early adolescence and just seeing all of these girls around me and just thinking to myself, I'm never going to be able to get one of those girls. I'm never going to be popular enough to be that guy that's able to get that girl of his dreams. So when you watch a movie like this and you see these two boys that are just as nerdy as you are, create the girl of their dreams and then become popular, you're kind of living out your fantasy through them in this movie. So that's why it kind of resonates. But there's also, as goofy as this movie is, and it is goofy, it's definitely a comedy. It's an outlandish comedy from the 80s, not meant to be taken too seriously. The film actually has some really excellent performances, in particular by Anthony Michael Hall, who was just firing on all cylinders at this point in his career. He had done Vacation. He had just done The Breakfast Club the very same year. The kid knew how to act. He knew how to do the drama and also do the comedy. Like you just think of the dramatic moments that he has in The Breakfast Club, and then the sheer moments of comedy that he has in Weird Science. And then you got Kelly LeBrock, who's just a beautiful woman, stunning woman. But besides that, she absolutely steals the show in this movie, in my opinion. She is the standout performance. She has such a commanding and magnetic presence all throughout this film, and I cannot imagine. I think Sharon Stone was actually up for the part of Lisa of this film, and then they gave it to Kelly LeBrock. I cannot imagine anybody else playing the character of Lisa in this movie other than Kelly LeBrock. She was just perfect for this role, and she's so great in this movie. And then you got early roles from Robert Downey Jr. and Bill Paxton, and they're both great in the film as well. So if you want to see an early, performance for both of them, then definitely go back and check this out. Bill Paxton in particular, Robert Downey Jr. kind of plays the kind of annoying bully type character that you just want to punch in the face. But Bill Paxton plays a very different kind of annoying character, the annoying older brother. But he is so freaking good in this movie. He has some lines, like the line where he just takes his towel off and tells his brother to cover up, and then he's showing his bare ass. It's so freaking perfect, and it's just hilarious. It's a perfect Bill Paxton moment. He delivers it with such pitch perfect perfection, and it's hilarious. So the movie to this day, guys, is still so much fun. And like I said, it's my favorite John Hughes movie. I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of a 5 for the actual movie, and that's probably the biggest positive of this release. Another positive here is that they did retain the sound, the 5.1 and the 2.0 audio, and it still sounds great. So I didn't really see any reason for them to have to upgrade to Dolby Atmos or anything like that. So I have no issue with them just keeping the sound the same, not doing any sound upgrades or anything. I think it still sounds great. It sounded great with the Blu-ray and still sounds very good now. And where I'm a little bit mixed here is with the packaging, because as you can see with the 4K and the Blu-ray, it's the exact same packaging and slipcover. They did nothing different here. And I did pick this up back in 2019. Like I said, I love this movie. So the exact same slipcover. The only difference is that on the back right here, right there, it said special edition contents, and down there it says 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray limited edition content. So that's pretty much, and there's some differences down there in the specs as well. Other than that, the slipcovers are exactly the same. And when you take them out, you know, this has the Blu-ray case, the reversible cover art, and then you take this out. Now it has the 4K case and the reversible cover art. Now, what I will say, the big difference between these two is the fact that the 4K, and I actually didn't know this until I actually looked in my Blu-ray case, but the Blu-ray did not include the poster, whereas the 4K did include the poster, which I have hanging up behind me. Now, it is a reversible poster. On the other side, it has the Arrow Video commissioned artwork right there. So I'm not saying that they necessarily had to do new artwork, because this artwork is honestly really awesome. And if you didn't pick up the Blu-ray and you're just grabbing this, you're probably going to be pretty happy with this artwork. But if you've been collecting Arrow Video and you've collected all the Blu-rays and you're upgrading, it would be nice to have something different, like maybe a big box set they could have done for this one, just added in some extra stuff here and there. Would have been nice. And opening it up, like I said, you get the poster on the inside. You also get a booklet as well, but this is the same booklet that you did get in that Blu-ray release. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same stuff that's in there. And another aspect that I'm a little bit mixed on is the lack of new special features, but I'm putting this in mix because honestly, it's understandable. The movie just was released on Blu-ray from Arrow Video 4 years ago, so it's understandable that they wouldn't add in any new special features. And to be honest, the special features that they had in that 2019 Blu-ray release that they're porting over are great features. So I wouldn't necessarily say that you needed anything new here. You have all kinds of interviews. You have an archival documentary on the making of Weird Science. So there's tons of great stuff in this release to dig into. But again, if you bought this Blu-ray and you already watched them all, to have nothing new kind of sucks with this release. Now let's go ahead and get into the one glaring negative of this release, and that is the 4K restoration. So this is a native 4K restoration with Dolby Vision and HDR10. And to be honest, this was the only thing that this release needed to get right in order to justify its purchase, because if you think about it, everything's the same here. The movie's the same, the sound's the same, the features are the same, the packaging is the same, so it had to get that 4K restoration right. And I'm not saying it looks horrible, but it did not blow me away. The transfer here was just okay to me. It's kind of comparable to The Last Starfighter a little bit. I reviewed that 4K a couple of months ago, and I thought that that one looked really good, but the Blu-ray with the 4K scan also looked really good. And that one also came out in 2019. This Blu-ray also came out in 2019. I thought this Blu-ray looked really great. Again, had a 4K scan. The only difference here is I actually like the look of The Last Starfighter on 4K versus that Blu-ray release. Whereas with this one, I actually, honestly, guys, and I always have to be honest with you guys. I honestly do prefer the look of the Blu-ray for Weird Science. It's just a clearer picture. It's more clarity. I don't know. There was just something about this 4K when I started watching. I did compare it to the Blu-ray as well. It's extremely grainy, which I don't believe does this movie any favors. In particular, like the beginning of the film, it was almost unwatchable. And I did go watch the Blu-ray again. Like I said, the opening of that one is a lot clearer. There's a lot less grain. So they added in a lot of grain to this release. And I don't usually dislike grain. I think that adds to the filmic look. I just don't think it necessarily worked for this movie. I think that this movie needed to be a little bit cleaner, have a little bit more clarity to it, so you could see all of these incredible visuals, because I was expecting this, like I thought this looked great. This Blu-ray release looked great. I was expecting this to blow me away with all the colors and the visuals of this movie, and it didn't. I just thought it looked okay. And like I said, to be honest, I thought that the Blu-ray looked better. So I know that some people may watch this 4K and they're going to say, Ken, you're wrong. It looks so much better than the Blu-ray. But I can only speak to my own perspective, my own personal experience. And I watch a lot of these 4Ks and I compare a lot of these 4Ks to these Blu-rays, and I really did think that the Blu-ray on this looked better than the 4K. Now, I will say this does have HDR10. It does have Dolby Vision. You do get that deeper, more rich color range in this, but it's not enough to really move the needle for me because I thought that the colors were extremely rich and vibrant in the Blu-ray with the 4K scan as well. So at the end of the day, guys, I cannot recommend this 4K upgrade right here, especially if you already have that Blu-ray from Arrow Video. I suggest that you just hold on to your Blu-ray unless you want the poster, because you get the extra poster. That's the one big positive difference there. But I say just hold on to your 4K scan Blu-ray. It looks great. And to be honest, the 4K didn't really do this one any favors in my opinion. So I would just hold on to that Blu-ray. Now, if you don't have this release at all and you just want that definitive 4K edition, then go ahead and check this out. It's $24.99 with the Barnes & Noble sale that's currently going on. But again, honestly, I thought the Blu-ray looked better. For my money, the Blu-ray looks better, and that is only $12.69. Now, you will not get the slipcover, so if you care about that, you get the slipcover with the 4K. But for $12.69, this is such an incredible release, incredible special features, and I thought it looked great on Blu-ray. To be honest, I prefer it over the 4K. So what do you want me to say? At the end of the day, I cannot recommend Weird Science on 4K. I hate to do it because I love this movie so much, and I wanted it to look so great. I wanted it to blow me away, and it did not. So thank you all so much for watching this review. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on those bell notifications for all future videos and reviews, and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.